Good Thursday to you all. It is March 13th, 2025. And the backdoor cold front has come true. Winds off the ocean have kept it chilly today. I don't think we're going to reach the upper 50s like we thought. At one point, I did mention the concern of that easterly wind in the backdoor cold front, but models insisted, most of them, it was going to be warmer. But the short-range model was on track saying it was going to be chilly today. And it has been chilly. We will probably be chilly tomorrow, too. Maybe not as cold as today, but we may not reach 50 today, which is gross and no fun, but very typical of spring weather when we get high pressures to the north and easterly fetch. You can see these lines of the isobars kind of stretching back here, and that's because of the easterly winds off the ocean. And so drizzle, humidity high, chilly conditions, that's all part of this wedging of air down the east side of the mountains. And unfortunately, we get it and reinforced by this little low off the east coast. So yeah, not good, not fun, and hard for models to pick up on. Although I kept on warning that it looked concerning to me. I probably didn't overemphasize it, so it doesn't look all that great as far as the forecast goes. So there you go. Here's the big monster storm. It is a little further south than originally thought. This is the low. I mean, look at these isobars. Unfortunately, these are very, very dry winds coming off the mountains. So northwestern Texas. It's just, this area in here is just looking very, very bad for wildfires for New Mexico and Texas. And I just, yeah, it's going to be scary. The blizzard conditions on the west side, for sure, even with not maybe heavy snow initially, are going to be a big deal. But the big challenge will be as this starts moving east, we are going to get involved with it as well. First thing I'm going to watch out for is severe weather in the southeast. The wind field is crazy big with this, and the upper level energy and everything else, and all of the parameters are there for severe weather outbreak, not necessarily today, but tomorrow night into Saturday, as this extra piece of low gets on here. This does not look good. This front will get energized with a low pressure system. The chances for very strong storms with severe tornadoes as well seems probable for the southeast. And the lower mid, we'll just say Mississippi, Alabama, especially Georgia, and not good. And it comes our way on Sunday, maybe not quite as tornado possible, but this is a serious line of thunderstorms on the GFS now showing up. I would say that the severe threat on Sunday has increased a good amount. So you do need to be weather aware. I would definitely recommend weather radio. And you just staying weather outlet tuned in on Sunday will be a weather aware day. And then that moves through. It cools us off for a little bit. Then another big powerhouse storm. This was a little further north sometime next week. And that may drop a front. Sorry, we're having some trouble with the way that things are progressing. That will also drop a front through. And that one may also bring potentially some strong to severe thunderstorms. We'll have to see. But definitely a much colder shot, like I said, a few days before coming in after it. I'm going to go back to the 6Z, the earlier run of the model, just to go longer into the future. So here we are on Wednesday. This is an earlier model run. You see this front coming and progressing eastward, hopefully. It comes through here. Maybe, like I said, a pretty windy, gusty, squally line will come through. And then our temperatures will really drop. Winds will increase. It's going to be a cold look next Thursday afternoon and into Friday. Before things turn around, and we start to get into a southwesterly flow, it's going to take it a day or two to get that warmer air. And then we get into warmer conditions for next weekend, and then we'll have to watch this follow-up low pressure that also looks a little concerning for the south as it moves into our region. And then, we need the rain. So we'll be very happy rain. Wow, where was this type of storm in winter? It would have been an interesting setup for potential winter weather. On it because it's a good track. It was a little further west. But wow, that could be a very powerful nor'easter. Maybe even switch over to snow if this is true. I would not bet on this at all. This is so far off in the future. Let's don't get hung up in these long-range forecasts. All right, so what do we have to look at? So today, it will be chillier than we thought. Easterly winds will cause drizzle and fog. Unfortunately, it's blocking the clouds. Tonight looks cloudy, unfortunately, for the lunar eclipse, which was going to be the blood moon. It would have been really cool to see, but you don't have to worry about staying up because we're not going to be able to see it, unfortunately. Tomorrow, very similar to today, clouds, drizzle to start. Maybe clear up some. If we get any clearing at all, we'll get up into the 50s. If we don't, we may stay close to 50. We'll have to see. On Saturday, the winds will switch around to the south and become gusty. We could have some showers during the day, even some fog again in the morning. But it should somewhat dry out, but maybe some showers. Then overnight on Sunday, maybe some showers. Then on Sunday, so overnight Saturday into Sunday. Then Sunday we got to watch because it looks like a strong line of thunderstorms could form and march through the region. We'll get the rain from it, which we need, but we'll also have to watch out for severe weather. At this point, I'd say wind is the biggest threat, but the way this is setting up, we got to start looking at the risk for potential for some isolated tornadoes, even from the way that this storm looks. Not trying to scare anybody, just telling you that's the way that the models are showing. Hopefully they're not true. Hopefully we don't get tapping into some of the severe weather and the energy, but we could. So you need to think about that. As I said, a weather radio is good, but also make sure your phones and stuff are able to give you alerts. Most phones will give you an alert if there's some type of severe weather, like a tornado in your area. So just make sure you're on top of it. Don't freak out. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Just know what's going on. And even now, during severe weather season, it's always good to know what you would do if a tornado was headed for you. Where would you go? How would you brace for it? Obviously, the lowest area of your house is the best place to be. Under any type of additional support is definitely in putting as much walls and barriers between you and the outside. We don't usually get powerhouse tornadoes, so that's usually enough to get, away from the sides of the house and the roof because, you have debris hit it. But I wouldn't worry too much about a powerhouse, tornado or anything. Just something we have to, worry about as far as protection. Probably more have to do with damage. But anyway, all right, I'm rambling on. I'm just trying to give you a heads up. This is going to be an interesting time period. I'm very much praying for the South. If you have friends, family in the southern part of the United States, in the Alabama, Mississippi, into Georgia and Tennessee and Kentucky, all those areas just need to be on high alert for potential severe weather as we head into the weekend. And we can hope for the best, even though we have to prepare for the worst. All right, that's it for that. The only thing I want to do is look at the drought monitor really quick. Unfortunately, due to the continued lack of rain, the far south eastern part of Loudoun is now under a severe drought. This could bring to it some restrictions here with water usage coming soon. And yes, we got to be very careful because on these dry days, like the last couple of days, there have been fires that have spurred up. I've seen several of them both reported, and I've actually been able to visibly see the smoke from them. So you just need to be careful. Which is kind of crazy, just so everybody knows. This is a guy I worked with when I worked with the National Weather Service. If you're looking to see, back in 1993, we're celebrating the storm of the century, and I was working at the Climate Analysis Center at the time with this individual, Richard Tinker. He and I worked together. He was a guy who actually kind of got me to do a lot of the work I did, so it's kind of wild to see him doing the authorship here. But anyway, long and short of it is, watch out for the fact that we have dry weather, but hopefully the rain we get on Sunday and maybe even later next week could all be helpful. And if that follow-up storm happens, that would all be really, really good news for us. All right, that was a very long outlook, but it's an interesting time. There'll be a lot of updates over the next couple of days. Have a good one.